Yeah, I guess we'll get to a few more like bright-sided topics. I guess.
Yeah. Let's go back to normal.
A little more sunshine and lollipops now that Christmas is over. Let's start with UFC 232 happened recently. It was John Jones versus
Alexander
Gustafsson.
Gustafsson.
Yeah, I see that name. I had to say a few times.
He's a
before I get it
Swede.
right. It's not like Khabib Nurmagomedov, which just rolls right off the tongue. But yeah, I guess we'll start off with the two main fights. We'll go with Nunes versus Cyborg, which didn't last long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, wow. Can I start this one off?
Go for it. You're the MMA guy.
I have grown up watching Cyborg fight. She is a fucking monster. When they used to talk about her and Rousey fighting,
yeah.
I was like, well, that's Rousey train is done. The hype train is done because she would have mowed over Rousey. So going into this fight, I said Nunes is the definite underdog.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, she has a puncher's chance, but man, I said Cyborg's on a mow her over in the first round, and that's what happened. She tried to do what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I think that was probably her downfall. They went straight at each other. I mean, Nunes finished her off in the first round. 51 seconds.
51 seconds, yeah.
I mean, I didn't see that coming at all. I thought it was going to be a hell of a fight, but that...
And something you don't see very often with female fighters, and I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, I know different biology and all that, but like you don't see a whole lot of absolutely out cold knockouts in MMA.
Oh, dude,
women's
she landed
MMA.
flat on her face, right on her nose. Like they showed the replay, and I remember just seeing like her whole face squished in, like straight into the mat.
Yeah, and they showed a really good replay of when she was going down. She kind of like looked over because you can tell like the lights were still on a little bit, and then they shut off mid fall.
Yeah, her head just like turned.
Yeah,
like a robot. Like it just went back into its programmed position and went straight
like a
straight
cyborg.
Like a cyborg.
Exactly.
Oh
Holy
wow!
shit.
I'm
Why
gonna
didn't I
have to
put
check
that
that out
together?
on YouTube for sure.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Do you do Facebook anymore?
I'm still on the book face.
Yeah,
On
I'll
the
send
book
it to you
face.
on the book
That's
face.
it. You've been messaging me
That's
about this on the book face.
Book face.
I was wondering
I
what
get
you're
it.
doing over there. Like,
I get it.
But no, dude, that I didn't see that coming, and it made me think like, what if they did an entire card where every fight was finished within the first round? It'd be like a 45-minute pay-per-view.
I think they have a lot of backup for that reason. They have a lot of previewing of what's going to happen next, and they just throw a lot of video packages in between. Like
Promos
that
and
fight
shit.
could have went 25 minutes,
Yeah,
but between the Jones and the Cyborg fight, they played a lot of packages. Like this is what we're doing in ESPN in 2019, and
Yeah.
so UFC's going to ESPN now, which is great.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, it's going to be on ESPN instead of Fox now.
actually, yeah, and WWE's going to Fox.
And
WWE.
WWE's going to Fox SmackDown.
So yeah,
So I think it's going to work out better for everybody because everybody knows what Raw, or is it SmackDown? It's not Raw.
I thought it was both, but maybe not.
Is it? What I had heard is, which things might have changed, was that USA shelled out a bunch of money to get to keep Raw, but wasn't willing to shell out the same money for SmackDown.
Gotcha.
And SmackDown's a better product.
Well, right,
But
For
Raw's
sure.
been
Most
on there since
wrestling
'93 or whatever.
right.
Kind of went away for a minute and then came back.
Raw still draws better ratings just because more
it's
people know it.
because it's Raw.
It's,
For the
yeah,
most part.
it's the flagship show.
Right.
But yeah, dude, that Nunes Cyborg, crazy. I expected it to be a 25-minute fight.
So did I.
It was not. I think you're right. Cyborg came out guns blazing, a little too hard, and it bit her in the ass.
And it works for her in past fights, but I think Amanda Nunes is just a step above. Now, these two women could fight again. It can be a completely different outcome. That's the beauty in fighting, but I think Amanda Nunes anticipated it and trained for it. Like, okay, I'm better than this. If you come in, I have the power to put you out.
See, you had Cyborg, right?
Yeah.
To me, it was a toss-up. Like, I think Cyborg, like I said in the last one, and you laughed, I said, I think Cyborg is scarier for sure.
Yeah.
But Nunes is a monster. She's so fast. What's that?
Walter.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was over there. Shit.
Yeah, she is. I mean, and There's no secret that women's MMA is a couple years behind men's MMA and technique wise and all that. And Manny Nunes is the exception, man. She has great technique, throws beautiful combos. She's good on the ground. She's good at wrestling. She's good at everything. Like, she is the next generation of women in MMA. And it's going to be just like in wrestling, dude. That you're seeing some of these women matches are better than the guys, and it's going to be the same. I say another 5-6 years, there might be better women fights than there's guys fight. I mean, it just could happen.
They thought they were on the verge of that with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. But she was still very one-dimensional, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like it's getting even better. Oh, I remember when I watched UFC 200, because obviously I don't keep up with it like you guys, but I was impressed with Nunes.
Yeah. She put a beat.
I didn't know
Misha
who she
Tate.
was going into
Right.
that. Yeah, Misha Tate. And
That's another thing that's going to happen is they're going to start marketing more of these women because they're going to be moneymakers. Guys like to watch fucking girls go at it. They like to see them scrap.
yeah, well, look how much money Ronda made him.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being revolved around Ronda Rousey, it's going to be revolved around the women's divisions as a whole.
I can't stand when they have one name.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't like it either. So
You think they'll ever go the WWE route and do an all women's pay-per-view?
maybe
Like a
I don't
few
know
years
about
down the road. when
Yeah,
they
I
got
don't
a
know
few
about
more
a
names.
pay-per-view. Maybe a fight night would be really fun to watch. Now there is a promotion that does all women fights. I think it's Invicta. They're fairly big. They
I
have,
didn't
a
even
lot
know
of
that.
these girls, these females are starting in Invicta. It's kind of like their LFA.
Huh.
I think anything's in the realm of possibility nowadays because the way we are with what is the campaign Me Too or something like that, like getting the women.
Everything's
Hashtag
equal, and
Me
it
Too.
should be. I think everybody deserves the equal chance, equal rights, and if it's a better fight, it's a better fight.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I care about. I'm not against women fighting or anything. No, I'm probably against my daughter fighting, but
yeah.
but God knows she'll probably end up doing it. So
Well, yeah. You are her dad.
right, and she's not a very aggressive person, but I really wasn't when I was growing up either until I hit about first, second grade.
Yeah, there you go.
It only took that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only took 6 years?
I was very timid until then, though. I was very, so maybe, I don't know.
Little Jeffy.
Yeah. But
Little big Jeffy.
Yeah, I was never little. The main event, though, man, there was a lot of build-up for that, and I don't think it really delivered.
No, I think Nunes and Cyborg was probably the fight of the night, for sure.
Right.
The big moment, definitely. But I think, Jones definitely won the fight. And,
Right.
he didn't look like he had any advantage. You know what I mean? Like, it was a pretty good fight there up until the end.
I thought the only way Jones loses that fight if he doesn't try to take it to the ground. Because Gustafsson's been known to not have... Do you want to wake him up? Or?
Trying to keep the microphone away.
Buddy, come on. Come here. Come here. He's the star of the show today. Evan's not the guest. Walt and Evan is the guest. Come here, bud.
Walt took over.
All right. Sorry, people.
3, 2, 1, go. I always said Gustafsson, the way to beat Gustafsson is to take him down, but he's gotten so much better at not getting taken down. It's scary, but Jones's wrestling is out of this world.
Yeah.
So it kind of went. I said it's either going to go 5 rounds and Gustafsson sneaks out a decision, or Jones does get to the ground and finishes him, and that happened.
Yeah. Well, see, I watched the first fight they did from however long ago
I think 6 years ago.
on YouTube because they made it a free fight. You know, UFC does that shit. And it was a much different fight from the first one. Like, it was debatable whether or not Gustafsson may have won the first one. This one, there's no doubt.
Right.
And
he stopped him.
even in some of the promos before the fight, Jones said, like, that was a diluted version of myself that he fought before. And I could definitely see that in this fight compared to the first one.
And he's only fought 3 times in 4 years. I mean, that's impressive too, man. There was no rust. There was no ring rust.
Yeah. No, especially with all the controversy surrounding him in this fight, like, he didn't it was a pretty well matched fight. Like Gustafsson, he was holding his own there until the end.
Right, and then Jones took over. It was a the bad part about Jones though is like now he's going to have so many eyes on him, and if he slips up one time, it's like everything's going to be pissed away again.
Yeah.
Like I feel bad. I feel bad for the guy to the point where like he's made bad decisions, but sometimes bad luck, just follows you.
Yeah.
And I think part of it has been the bad luck. Like everybody's making a big deal about this drug test that he took, and that there was like a grain of sand of the whatever he took before was in his body still. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's not going to give you any advantage whatsoever. So why are we making a big deal out of this?
Yeah, that's what he said too. It's kind of like the whole weed thing. Like weed doesn't help your game at all. Like
No.
if anything, it might hinder it.
It would if you went into something smoking weed.
Yeah. Like I mean, being a weed smoker myself, like it definitely gives you more focus. You're able to concentrate a little more in most cases. But other than that, even that wouldn't even give you that much of an advantage.
No.
I
The only
mean,
thing-
almost being too focused in a fight would probably be bad.
I would think, yeah, because fights are mostly instinct anyways. It's muscle memory, what your body's like. I don't tell myself, okay, now throw a jab. All right, now throw a left hook.
Yeah,
It's
you're not really thinking.
it's natural.
Yeah.
That you got to train your body to do it.
Survival mode, man.
Yeah.
Might be just like they want the clean image.
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They don't want. Like, remember how baseball was 10, 15 years ago?
Right, exactly.
Oh my God, it was like the dirtiest sport in the world, and now like UFC's trying to avoid all that.
Right. Well, it's like the NBA in the late '80s, early '90s too, where like people were saying it's a bunch of thugs, and so
Right.
David Stern tried to clean it up.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
And I get it. These people are making so much money that just the Josh Gordon thing, for instance. Like,
Yeah.
dude. But after talking to you, I get it. I get it a little bit more
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's
Like
the
it's
thing.
not. You think he wants to be fucking fined and fired and never play football again? No, but sometimes
I
your
said
mind
myself,
doesn't think right.
I was a complete hypocrite when he first started with that early with the Browns, and I was like, "Man, you're making that kind of money, and you can't just stop." But here I am.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money you make.
Exactly.
The addiction's stronger than any dollar sign you can fucking find.
Yep.
So now, I mean, honestly, talking to you has opened my eyes up even more. Like the whole disease, it's a disease, it's not a disease. Like, yeah, it might. Nobody told you to put that shit in your body, but it doesn't mean it's not.
Right, you're at fault for doing it in the first place, but the cravings and things
It's a
are
preventable disease.
Oh,
Doesn't mean it's not a
absolutely.
disease.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, that's just how it is. It's not, why put it on the same thing as cancer? Yeah, I don't choose to get cancer, but it
Right.
happens the same way. You didn't choose to have to go through this.
Right,
but you are.
what the scientists have found out, not to jump back onto it, but is that we are born with the gene, and it's whether we open that or not. Some people haven't, some people don't.
Right.
Some people can drink and be fine and not want to drink again for a month. When I opened up my gene in my midbrain, it's shutting off my frontal cortex and telling my midbrain it's like survival now. It's the midbrain's the same part that tells you need to breathe and need to eat and need water to live.
Now you need this substance.
And now it wants that substance.
Right.
Wow.
Who would have fucking ever guessed this dude was
A fucking neurological.
a brain wizard?
Well, I've been through it in the last year watching all these videos and stuff.
But yeah, I compare John Jones and
Yeah, John Jones, I mean,
he's another guy, man. He loved to party, and it caught up to him, and it was like, why are we making this guy feel like dog shit because he's making a bunch of money? You can't stay clean.
Yeah.
Instead of going, man, this guy needs help. Like,
He
let's
needs
get
help.
him the help.
I mean,
he needs.
it's not an uncommon story either. I mean,
No.
like we would forgive all kinds of other people for making mistakes, but just because he's John Jones and he's kind of fucking cocky about it, like
Right.
fuck that guy is what
it comes
most
with the
people-
attitude, too. Yeah.
It also it's a nice little soundbite when he goes when he tells Daniel Cormier that I beat you after doing a 3-day coke bender.
Yeah.
What's your excuse this time? Like, what's going to be your excuse this time? It's
Yeah.
it's a great soundbite,
Sure.
but
Absolutely.
it rubs people the wrong way. Like, oh, you're glorifying that you were on a 3-day bender,
Yeah.
and really it was just that's how I sell a fight.
But I mean, if you think about it, he's not wrong. I mean,
Right.
it did happen, and that was the case. Like that
It
says
is
a
a good
lot.
soundbite.
Yeah. So
at the end of the day.
Man, DC is not happy about this. So he wasn't happy before, and he's certainly not happy afterwards.
I was actually on DC's side until obviously the Stipe thing, and I'm not saying that DC's wrong in any of this, but like, go if you want to fucking prove that John Jones was a cheater and that's the only reason he beat you, go prove it. He's testing positive, or he's testing clean for stuff now, and now this is the time to fight. Like, if you can beat him, this is going to be the time to say, yeah, see, I told you guys. But if he loses again, it's like, well, he's a better fighter.
I mean, and it's inevitable. I mean, who's the next fight for John Jones? Probably DC.
It's going to have to be. The whole Brock Lesnar thing that died.
Yeah.
I was going to say, isn't that the fight they wanted?
They wanted,
still?
yeah.
I mean, and it could still happen, but for some reason it's not.
All right.
They were definitely setting you up for that. I don't know why not, but
I don't know.
but that does remind me of something that happened during the fight. There was an eye poke. There was a couple eye pokes right there near the beginning, and once John Jones got poked in the eye, they milked that shit for a minute. Like,
Yeah.
they stopped. Even the guy came in and shoved a flashlight in his eye. And, like,
Well, the
checked him out for a
doctors, I
second.
think, have to come in now if there's a stoppage.
They didn't for the first one.
That was a nut shot. That's why it
I
wasn't.
thought there was an eye poke to Gustafsson. Maybe not. I
No,
could be
it
wrong.
was a groin shot.
Yeah, I do remember the groin shot.
And that referee, man, well, he thought he was like running shit or something. He was like yelling at him. No, I don't want to see another eye. Calm down.
He was like in soldier mode too. The way he was going around
Yeah.
the ring, but
Like, cut your fucking
I
mustache.
was going to say, with a mustache like that, he'd probably think you're pretty badass. But
Dude, he has a mustache that goes down to his knees. It, like,
yeah, like it's like braided and like I don't even know what it was.
it looks like
but there's,
Dr.
little-
Robotnik or something.
I mean,
It's
I think Peter Griffin once said, "With great mustache comes great responsibility."
Yeah.
So
Like
you're
I
the only
remember
one that watches Family Guy, so.
when he was doing the little stick at the beginning where he's like, all right, I want a clean fight, touch gloves, blah blah blah. Even why can't I remember the fucking announcer guy's name? Bruce Buffer. Even Bruce Buffer, when he put the mic in front of him, like he had to like go around the mustache
Right.
and like put it up in front of him. Yeah, it was funny. I was just like, oh man, what a pain in the ass that mustache is.
Yeah, come on, dude. Cut the fucking thing.
Like you see that mustache and you know that guy tries way too hard. He just looked like a fucking Lord of the Rings character.
That's exactly what he looks like. But watch, he'll be my ref, my first fight. And he'll
Yeah.
be like, oh,
And
you're
he
going
watched-
to die.
This is the only episode of JAMUP he's ever seen. And he
heard-
watched this after an hour and 15 minutes of Evan's story. It's the only part he watched.
And I'm getting screwed my first fight. Well, that'll happen. He'll be my referee. I'll be like, damn it.
are you scheduled yet?
It might be.
I was just about to say, maybe
Okay, I don't want to wreck anything.
fight update is always written down for every single episode. Somehow we skimmed over it. I think Jeff did that on purpose.
It's definitely things are moving.
Okay.
As soon as they announce something, as soon as something happens, I'm definitely gonna let you guys know about it.
Good. You better. Because you said right here that this is the place to find the info.
Yep, this is the place. I'm gonna announce it on here first.
Bada bing, bada bing.